Hello, my name is Summer Wallace, and I am currently completing my advanced practicum in the Forensic Assertive Community Treatment or FACT program. As I reflect on my experience, one competency that has really been strengthened in particular is competency 9. Understanding that through my work with justice involved individuals living with severe mental illness, I have learned the importance of continually evaluating the effectiveness of interventions and services to support positive outcomes. One of the most enriching aspects of this practicum has been learning the strong criminogenic factors that contribute to criminal justice involvement. Prior to this experience, much of my focus was really looking at mental health symptoms and recovery. But through FACT, I have gained a deeper understanding of how criminogenic needs such as substance abuse, antisocial thinking patterns, negative peer influences, and instability in housing and, or even employment can really increase the likelihood of recidivism. And so this knowledge has transformed the way I assess and evaluate client progress. I have learned to consider not only mental health stabilization, but also the factors that support successful community integration and reduce future justice involvement. Seeing members make progress in these areas has been incredibly rewarding and has reinforced my belief that individuals who have holistic, person-centered care can receive and achieve recovery. Through, ongoing treatment planning, interdisciplinary collaboration, and regular assessment of client outcomes, I have strengthened my ability to evaluate practice and make informed decisions about, these areas. So I would also say that when I think about the other competencies, I'll just start with, competency 1. I really would rate myself a 5. I believe that I have demonstrated, countless opportunities to interact with members, and I always see that as my responsibility to approach it from a very professional way. And through the practicum, I have consistently maintained professional boundaries. I have practiced, ethically and demonstrated accountability in my work. For competencies 2 and 3, I would rate myself a 4 because I believe working with justice involved individuals has increased my awareness of systemic barriers, stigma, and inequities that impact client outcomes to really access resources that are necessary and needed. For competencies 4 and 5, I would rate myself also a 4, proficient. I believe that my practicum has really encouraged me to learn about evidence-based practices related to forensic health and criminal justice involvement, while also recognizing the influence of policy on service delivery and client success. When I look at competencies 6, 7, and 8, I would rate myself maybe a 4.5. I really believe that I'm really proficient and I'm building mastery because I believe that building therapeutic relationships, conducting comprehensive assessments, and implementing interventions are skills that I will utilize daily within the FACT model. And working with members who have complex mental health needs, substance abuse, legal challenges has significantly strengthened my confidence and my clinical judgment. Competency 9, I would say again, I'm at a 4 or 5. Evaluating outcomes has become an essential part of my role, and I have learned to assess progress through both a clinical lens as well as a criminogenic lens to ensure that services are responsive and effective. And although I feel confident in my development across these competencies, there is always room for growth. And as a future social worker, I would like to continue deepening my knowledge of forensic mental health, criminologic risk, trauma-informed care, evidence-based interventions for not just justice-involved populations, but all the populations that I will interface with. I really believe that as I further and deepen my leadership and program evaluation skills, this will help me be able to contribute to systemic level improvements, as well as looking at things from a, not just a local level, a national level, a global level of how we can improve behavioral health. And I plan to remain a lifelong partner and a learner by pursuing professional development opportunities through trainings, continuing education, supervision, and professional conferences. I intend to stay informed about emerging research and best practices related to forensic social work, mental health treatment, and how we can reduce recidivism. And I also want to make sure that as I'm thinking about housing and homelessness, how these things can be also impactful. More importantly, I really want to remain open to feedback and engage in ongoing self-reflection to make sure that I'm continuing to learn about the individuals and the communities that I will serve. Overall, this practicum has been an incredibly valuable experience. Learning about the intersection of mental health and criminal justice involvement has expanded my perspective as a social worker and really strengthened my commitment to supporting individuals on their path towards recovery, stability, and successful integration. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to have been able to work with this population and for the growth that I have experienced on this journey. Thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure.